What's up, everybody? It is Tyler with TJ Times 2 Cards, and today I wanted to formally introduce myself on YouTube. I wanted to go ahead and tell you, what's behind the name, what's the vision moving forward, and just a little bit about myself. So my name is Tyler Jeffries. TJ Times 2 gets his name from my name, and also my son's name is Theodore Jeffries. I'm doing this to have a good foundation and have something that I could do with him when he gets older. He's currently 4 months old, so we got years to build this, but I want to build a good foundation and a good structure for something that he could take on and be proud of once he gets old enough to start doing this hobby with me. When that time does come, I'll be the happiest janitor in the world, and he will be the youngest CEO in the world. I hope by that point we're established, but we are setting up the ground rules for that. So TJ Times 2 Cards is just a play on from our initials. That's where that name gets its roots from. So just a little bit about me. I started this in February of this year. I really went heavily on TikTok because it seemed just a little less daunting than YouTube. YouTube is a grind, and it is going to be very, very daunting in the aspect of someone that's starting, that's never done social media really before. So I went ahead, got on TikTok just so I could just start building a little bit of a following. And since February, we have gotten about 670 followers now. And I have been focusing on setting up a community, trying to build. Also, I was selling on TikTok lives. That's where I was really using the platform to get my name out there as a legitimate seller as well. I've sold on Whatnot as well before, but TikTok, just less fees. So just using that as a platform to really get my name out in the hobby and start laying some of this groundwork. Now that I have done that, I've taken a step back and looked at the bigger picture of where I want to go next. The bigger picture is YouTube, so that's why I have started a series called Starting the Hobby from Scratch, where I took $20, where everyone hopefully can afford just a $20 extra build to see, what we can snowball it into, and hopefully inspire some people to do the same trend and maybe get a little more confidence and try to see exactly what they can do to be successful at this as well. On YouTube, a lot of the big creators tell you exactly what you need to hear. It all stems off of a snowball effect. Now, when you look at their videos and you're looking at the last few years, they are already established. They are building it from hundreds and thousands of dollars of cards. They're not starting it off with a $20 card and taking it and growing it and snowballing that. So that's why I started the series, to try to be more relatable to the everyday person, because I am a father too at the end of the day. I completely understand that you have bills that you have to pay. You have diapers, and you have formula, and you have clothes, and you have all these extra expenses as a parent or as just an adult in general. Even if you don't have kids, you have a lot of other expenses that you just might not be able to afford an extra $100 to go spend at a card shop or a card show. So I completely understand that. That's why I really wanted to start this series. We have started it and we have snowballed it into a very successful first few couple of episodes. We're going to keep growing that moving forward. I'm excited to see. I think the sky's the limit really there. And I think it could be very inspirational to some people that are maybe just a little intimidated on starting it, because when you look at these videos, you're seeing people doing buyouts of over $1,000 or hundreds of dollars. And I completely understand it can be daunting at times. So you will get there if you succeed. I'm here to try to make sure you feel like you are able to do this, because if you just do it and you do the hard work and you put your nose to the grindstone, strap your boots up and truck through the mud, you will be successful. Determination is the biggest factor of being successful. Doesn't matter how many times people tell you no, there's always going to be one person that tells you yes. There's over 1 billion people in this world for that reason. You just need to find one. So that's where I'm now switching to more of a content aspect. So I'm going to be posting more on YouTube, posting more on TikTok. I'm going to try to start taking a little bit of a step back from the selling on TikTok and really focusing on the content piece. So where have I sold my cards? now that I've established myself as a legitimate person in this hobby, I've had the pleasure of doing business with Brent from Shannon Sports Cards, very easy to work with, and I do a lot of deals with the Players Club on Whatnot, very easy to deal with, very easy to work with, and they're very fair. Big shout out to both of those guys. I really appreciate the partnership and the business that we have done. So I'm really starting to focus on the people that have bought from me before, and also getting my name out there and making people feel comfortable at shows or anything like that on the buying aspect. I really want to home in on the content aspect when it comes to social media, and not so much as the selling aspect on social media. That does not mean I'm not selling. I am selling every day. I'm always buying every day. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. I completely understand, but we're really focusing on a content and just trying to build up confidence. At the end of the day, I'm not a really confident person when it comes from sitting behind a camera in private. I get a little nervous at it. I get nervous, especially when I go to film in public. So we're just going to start trial by fire. We're going to get ourselves out there. We're going to start driving it. And I hope you tag along for that journey as well. So where do I want to go from here? So I just talked about where we're at currently in the chapter. The next chapter kind of looks like I really want to get out there and start doing more national shows. Like I want to go to Dallas Fanatics Fest. I'm going to go to Chantilly next weekend. I want to go to the National. I want to go to Shipshewana. I want to go to a lot of places that, you have your bigger sports cards people, just so I can continue to network and get my name out there. I also want to start building up inventory. Right now, I am doing the Tidewater's cards and collectibles sports shows. I'm traveling, to Midlothian. I'm traveling up to Short Pump. I live in Williamsburg, so I'm not really traveling to Williamsburg, but going to Virginia Beach. I want to travel down to Raleigh when they do their big shows. So I'm really homing on that. I think I want to set up as a vendor one day. I'll start with the Tidewater and eventually go into the national shows as a vendor, hopefully. I want to keep building this reputation. That's the next chapter. The end chapter, final goal chapter is I would love to open up a shop eventually. And that is years down the road. I want to build a following. I want to build a community. I feel like I'm a very genuine person, and I try to show that on camera. Whatever you see on camera is how I am on real life. I'm not one for BS. I'm just unapologetically me. So eventually want to end up opening my own shop. I want it to be something beautiful. There is a lot of stuff happening right now in the industry with Fanatics. Fanatics is about to have a monopoly on this whole industry. They are getting the licensing for football. They're getting the licensing for basketball. They are going to be the license partners for trading cards moving forward. They're also getting into the card shop game with all these huge, modern, high-tech shops that are going to be very valuable. A lot of people are trying to put that on their bucket list to go to. They are getting into the card game, the shop game, and I've been telling everyone, I have a feeling that it's just a matter of time before they get into the grading service game. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they try buying out PSA or opening up their own servicing platform. Also, Topps is owned by Fanatics. Fanatics is also competing with Golden on auctions as well, so they are an auction house as well. I mean, they have almost a monopoly over the game, so trying to compete with that moving forward, it's going to be tough, but that's years down the road. The vision for my shop is just to be a little bit modern, but I want the old mom and pop feel too. I want something that people can go in there and they don't feel like they have to spend money. They can go there, they can set up their tables and trade within the shop and everything with other people. I want to have lazy boys and like stadium seats with big, like 5 to 10 TVs where we're showing fights, we're showing Sunday Ticket, we're showing the different games. You can just come in there, hang out, chill out, watch some games, watch the fights. I want it to be a destination. I want it to be, by that point, hopefully have a community to where they feel like intrigued to come and feel welcome to come, to always be there at the shop. But that is an end goal. That is years down the road. A lot of chapters before we get to that final chapter. Why I'm doing this is because I feel like I want to give back to this hobby. And I also want to build something so my kids know that their dad did something to try to be bigger than himself. I want to give back. I feel like I have a very good heart, and I feel like I have a very good mindset when it comes to this place. This community is amazing. There's a few rough ends, especially with the scalping industries. I mean, everywhere you go, every hobby that you do, it doesn't have to be just sporting cards. It's going to be scalpers. It's insane. I hate it. And this is a message. If there is a scalper on here, you're a scumbag. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go buy a bunch of retail booster boxes and blasters and buying all the ETBs and everything like that, and you're taken away from a little kid while they're just sitting there waiting for one box and you're pushing it all into your cart, you're a scum. I get that you're trying to make your money. I can't hate on that. The thing that I hate about it is that you're not marking it up 10 to 15 bucks. You're marketing up times 5, times 6, times 10. You're ridiculous. This is about the kids. Think about when you were a kid. You would go to the store. If there was someone that was doing that and saying, oh, sorry, kid, you should have gotten here about 2 hours earlier. I was already sitting in here. We get it. You live in your mom's basement. Okay, you have no time on your hands. You don't have to go worry about working or supporting. Like you legit just only have to worry about hitting up a restocker and going down the street and sitting in line for half a day just so you can make a quick buck. I completely don't agree with that mindset. So, but that's neither here or there. I want to give back to this community. I want to be, there's a lot of people in this community that give back to the kids because it just reminds me of when I was a kid. You know, the smile on your face when you collected weird things when you were a kid. Like I was a Brian Scalabrine collector. Could you imagine like my face if I got a Brian Scalabrine autograph card? That card probably was $5. To me, it was priceless. So just, it's not always about the dollars, and it's not always about the profits, and it's not always trying to get, hey, I need this much profit on it. Like I'm always the type of person that if you come to me, I will work with you. I will tell you the price that I have it set at. Always feel free to offer. If I can get there, I will get there. If I can't, it's no hard feelings, but you better believe that I'm going to do everything in my power to try to get there for you, or settle where right in the middle of, if I can. Like I'm not a greedy person. Never have, and I never will be. And I owe that all to my family and how I was raised. We're just not a greedy person, not a greedy bunch of family. So I expect big things from this chapter of YouTube. I really do. And I think that we can grow something, and I think we can grow something big. Always, if you have any questions, if you have any criticisms, like I always want to know how I can be better and what I can do to get better. If you have any criticisms, if you have any questions, comment below. I'm reading the comments. If you respect the content, if you want to follow along the journey of starting the hobby from scratch or just seeing what I'm posting, because I'm going to try to start posting Mondays and Fridays. Like I said, I am a father of 2. Some days it might be, you know, 1 day a week, but I'm really going to harp in on trying to at least post on Mondays and Fridays. So I'm going to put out more content about me going to shows. Of course, we have the hobby from scratch and keeping that going. We're already seeing great return on investment on just that. So I expect more things, bigger and better, from this channel. If you want to follow along, please hit that follow button. Please turn notifications on. It'll show you when I am going to drop a new video. But just best believe, even if you don't turn on notifications, Mondays and Fridays, I'm 95% of the time going to post then. I appreciate everyone that's watching this video. I appreciate you, and you are going to do great things. And if you're ever questioning if you should get into this hobby and you're scared about the prices, don't be. Be determined. Someone out there wants your cards, and someone out there knows your card's worth. Even if you get told no, just know that's just one person in a world of over 1 billion people alive. You stay positive, and you stay determined, and the success will happen. And I can't wait to see where you go, and I can't wait to see where I go. So until then, and until next time, this is Tyler with TJ Times 2 Cards signing off. I'll see you next video.